I've done a comedy show. I didn't know it was an orgy. Sometimes I come quick.
That's my thing. I'm German. I like efficiency. I'm in and out.
Have you ever been shot in your kneecap?
Wrong crowd. You flex your abs, you get smaller again. It's this vicious cycle that we're in.
And they say it's hard to be a woman.
Itsamee Mario. What is up, my friends? Welcome back to Uncensored, the podcast where the truth comes from the balls. No, I know. I'm sorry. I'm working on a tagline. That's a tagline for now. Okay,
I like it. I like it.
Some people get intimidated. You know what I mean? No, it's just like we speak from. There's nothing you have to hold back.
Yeah,
you can speak uncensoredly.
Hey, that's what I want to do because I got some things to say.
Hey, I heard from you. So, guys, today's guest, we have Jeff Castor again, as you always know, who looks more feminine. You look more like my girlfriend than ever before with the little like princess thing as well. I love it.
Give a bail on it?
Yeah, maybe. And because today, guys, we want to keep it masculine because we have an alpha male on the podcast. A great comedian. We did a couple shows in LA together. He is a reality TV star. I looked at your IMDb.
Yeah.
He's one of the most punctual comedians I've ever met. He's a handsome motherfucker. So give it up for Willie Macc, everybody. Let's go. Let's go. Hey, thanks for coming, man. Appreciate you.
Thanks for having me. Yeah. How often do people hit you with the Mario theme song when they hear your name?
A lot. It happens a lot. Yeah.
I try not to do it, but sometimes I catch myself like,
no. I do it to people. So what I did, actually, quick story, what happened last weekend. I went out and I was like, I met this girl, her name is Heather, right? And I was just like, she asked me for my name. I was like, my name is Mario. And to be funny, I have a tattoo that says, "Itsamee."
That's right? So funny.
So thank you. So I pointed my tattoo and I go, like the Super Mario character, "Itsamee Mario." And she looked at me and she goes, "I got it the first time."
Oh.
And I just like, dude, my dick shriveled up so much. My shoulders dropped. I was so sad. I just walked away. I was like, "Mamma mia." I just exited. Exit stage left. I was like,
you just kept going with it.
Yeah.
Need to go find my
mushroom. And then I just walked off. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Hey, but I want to go back to the conversation we just had.
Okay.
Because you just told me, so you're a comedian.
Yes.
And you were telling me about a show you did that was an underwear comedy show.
Underwear only show.
So where do these shows happen and why the fuck have I not done an underwear comedy show yet?
It's almost a speakeasy. Like you have to like knock on a door because if the world knew that there's people just in their drawers doing comedy, you just but it's
like burlesque, but yeah.
So only the comedians were in their drawers, none of the audience members.
Okay, yeah.
Well, I guess
it's not an orgy. That sounds like a gangbang, to be honest.
Which I've done a comedy show at a comedy orgy gangbang before. I didn't know it was an orgy. They just told us, "Hey, we're doing a show in Malibu at this house." Now I performed at homes before, backyards.
Yeah.
And I get there, I drop my name. I was with my boy. I was like, "Hey, come with me. This is party, whatever." I thought it was just gonna be a comedy show.
Yeah.
And I get there. There's this bouncer out back or up front, and he's like, "Hey, I'll take your satchel." He's like, "Y'all are kind of overly dressed." I'm like, "Well, I'm just one of the comedians." So, "Oh, you're a comedian." I was like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Overly dressed." He's like, "You can leave your..."
What were you wearing?
I was wearing this It was this yellow cardigan. I had like a brown turtleneck.
Oh, so you were like kind of fancy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, you well dressed. You dress well. Yeah.
So he was like, "I could take your satchel from you, and you just take your cocaine out or whatever you need." And I'm like,
fair.
"Cocaine?" I'm like, "I don't need I ain't got no cocaine." He's like, "Oh, okay." So he opens up this, it's like if it was like walking in here, let's say there's like this curtain right here. He opens up this curtain and there's just fishnet stockings, people in just shorts or boxers. And I'm like, "Danny, I think we're at an orgy. This is about to be an orgy. This is such a crazy." So I'm gonna give you the short version so we can get back to the underwear thing. Yeah. So I go up on stage and people are like, "We want to see your dick."
Oh, shit.
I'm the only black person here.
Okay.
"We want to see your dick." I was like, "Nah, man, what y'all gonna do? Most of y'all can't even handle bigger dicks anyways." Blah, 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 blah.
Trust me, you don't want this.
You don't want this.
You're not ready for this. You're not ready for this. Wow.
So I go up, I get off, and I'm over here just watching things happen and just people making out and all this other stuff. And this Asian chick comes up to me and she says, "Excuse me, do you know where the orgy is?" And I said, "The what?" I'm like, no, I don't know where no orgy is. I'm like, it's probably one of those rooms. So she leaves. And I'm telling Danny, I'm like, my boy Dan, I'm like, Danny, I think there's an orgy happening. So I'm like, I don't know what's going on. So she comes back 15 minutes later. She's like, oh, I can't find it. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. She's like, I just came here to fuck.
Wow. And she makes a heavy eye contact with you, I'm assuming. She's like, what should I do? I just came here to fuck.
I said, I'll fuck you. Just that casually. This story is on like Google. Like if you type in Willie Macc Malibu, people have told this story. There's a couple comics there. And I was like, I'll fuck you. She's like, would you really? I was like, yeah, why not? So she grabs my hand. She's pulling me to this room. And as we're going to this room, a couple people was like, are y'all about to go fuck? She's like, yeah, y'all want to join? By the time we get to this room, we have gathered at least 8 people.
Wow.
2 people was a
Willie Macc
couple
effect.
sitting.
Just like,
here's the real show, guys.
There's a black guy. Let's go.
Let's go.
Damn.
So that ended up happening. Obviously, there's more to the story. But yeah, there are
So
little...
what that ended up happening? So you and 8 people ended up happening.
So I end up having...
Was it 8 women or was it
No,
like
no. It was...
Because that seems like a lot of pressure. I don't know about you, but like 8. Okay.
It was 2 guys. There was a couple right here. It was making out, and they was like in and out, like and go over there and mess with each other. And then it was 4 women. So someone comes in because the only bathroom was like through one of the bathrooms was through this thing, and this chick comes in. She's like, "Y'all are doing it wrong."
Oh wow.
She's like, "Here's what you do, Willie. Get up." I get up. And she like she does this thing called the Eiffel Tower. I don't know if y'all ever heard of this, where it's like one person's up top and then it trickles down to makes like an Eiffel Tower, and I'm like at the very end because I was like, I don't want nobody behind me. Yeah, they were like, all right.
That's where you draw the line. No, boundaries. It's healthy boundaries. I respect that. Yeah.
So that was just a wild night, man.
So okay, so you performed comedy, and then you performed. Would you say your comedy performance was better than your performance in the orgy? Or
No. The comedy side was not there. After I found out what kind of show this was,
okay,
I was mentally kind of gone because I'm just looking around and just everybody. There's plates of cocaine being passed around. I'm
so
like,
one of those like rich.
They didn't
Malibu.
know that comedy was happening.
Oh,
someone just said, I got a party. Y'all should come.
Okay.
Yeah, because our show got canceled at the Comedy Store. And they're like, oh, we got a party, come to Malibu. Like, all right. She didn't want to tell us that it was. Anyways, so my performance was spectacular.
I believe you. I believe you wholeheartedly. If Jeff told me that, I'd be like, come on, dude. Wow.
It was a mixture of nerves and excitement and not letting black people down that I performed.
No, you represent. There's more on the line than just. It's not about you.
It's not about
It's
me.
about an entire community.
Future. This is some people's first experience with a black man, and I can't because it's crazy. And this is once again coming from the balls and too much information. Sometimes I come quick. I do.
Hey,
you got a friend.
Hey, that's my thing. I tell people. Listen. I come fast, dude. Fast. No, I always say I'm German. I like efficiency. You know, I'm in and out, efficient. You know,
yeah.
I get shit done. You know?
Get it done.
And sometimes it has been a problem, but it's all about breathing. It's like once I get over that, like sometimes I'm afraid. I'm like fuck.
Yeah.
But then something clicks at some point, and you get over that, and then you start breathing, and then. It's that initial like 2 minutes. You got to get over that.
Yeah.
And then I'm in the zone usually.
That's so true.
Yeah.
So because of that, this whatever that was, I was performing, didn't come at all.
Damn.
I don't want to say.
Damn, this is like.
Did you enjoy it?
It was. I can't even fully remember it. All I remember is the excitement that this is all happening.
Yeah.
I'm like,
no, this is a historic moment.
it's like getting shot.
Yeah.
And you keep running, but that's just the adrenaline that got you running. When you finally sit down and think
Can't
about
relate, but yeah.
Have you ever been shot in your kneecap from behind?
Wrong crowd.
Oh, my bad.
Can't relate. Look at this guy. He's a blonde shot.
Not yet.
He's had everything handed to him in his life.
But I know what you're saying. I've run from the cops, so I'm a little bit.
You've run from the cops? Damn, this. Oh, wow. That's hilarious, man. I have had a similar experience in New York, but a very different experience also. I think I've said this one before. I was a broke model in New York City, and I was like, this guy came up to me. I met him, I think he was at a show, or there was this rich guy, and he was like, hey, Mario, do you want to do a bartending job at my private house party? And I was like, no, I came here to pursue fashion modeling. I'm a fashion model. Then he was like, I'm going to pay you $400. I was like, what do you want me to do? I was like, So I went there, and it was an underwear party. And I thought an underwear party was just like, like a costume party, like a Viking themed birthday party. It was not that. It was not that. The dress code was underwear, everything. So I had to leave my phone, everything. There was very, very private. It was like at this, I've never seen a bigger house in New York City. It was in Manhattan. When somebody has like a 3,000 square foot apartment in Manhattan, something's up, because that shit doesn't exist. Walk up there and start making drinks for people. And it escalated so quickly. Like party started maybe at like 10, at like 11:30. Swear to God, there was this group of dudes in like Speedos and harnesses. It was a very gay party also. They detached a moose head from the wall and were doing lines of cocaine off a moose head.
That's crazy.
And I was like, this is fashion right now. I'm in New York. I made it. Yeah.
That's crazy.
And then get this. I was just there to have a good time, and I talked to everybody. I'm like, I like talking to people. This guy comes up to me and he goes like, hey, Mario, I want you to have fun. That was kind of when I was kind of done making drinks for people. And I was like, yeah, I'm having a blast, man. I'm talking to everybody, making friends here. He's like, no, I want you to have fun. So he brings me up, and there's a second floor. So he brings me up this staircase going up to the second floor. By the way, again, a second floor in a New York apartment means you're loaded as shit. It's crazy. So it goes up to the second floor of his apartment, and I did not expect to see what I was about to see, because every step I took up there, I could just feel energetically I was entering this air. Like I felt like prey.
Yeah.
Just being thrown into the wild. And I walk up there, and downstairs was kind of wild, people like making out, doing cocaine, whatever. But like upstairs, I had never seen that before, but like two dudes just full on, just like, but like hard. I've never seen like raging. And then as he was raging, he looked over his shoulder, like grunting, looks at me, and I made eye contact with the dude. And then I was like, I gotta smoke. I don't smoke, but I was like, I gotta smoke a cigarette. So I went outside, just like walked through there's rooms everywhere, people fucking and stuff like that. I walked straight through in my underwear outside. It was February in New York, freezing cold. Walked outside and like went outside, just smoked a cigarette with this dude, and yeah.
You were traumatized.
It was just intense because I wasn't expecting that. And then
any urge to just jump in and
I don't know if I could have.
Wet.
I was like, I'm representing, just like you. I'm representing Germany right now, but I don't know if I had it in me. I don't know what it mean. Actually, funny enough, the guy was also Jewish who was running the whole thing. So I was like, maybe I should just take one for like war reparation, just like redeem myself in my country.
This one's for you.
Oh man, but it was something. And then funny shit is, like after it was all done, I talked to the guy. He actually paid me. He tipped me like another $300. I made like $1,000 that night. And then he also gave me, because it was this birthday party of some sort, he gave me like red velvet cake, wrapped it up for me, packed it up, and I walked out of there like thinking I was going to be a fashion model in New York, but I walked out of there like from an orgy, but I walked out like a kid's birthday party with a red velvet cake back to my model apartment, and didn't talk about it for 3 years. So there we go.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a very different experience. I think you came in there and you really delivered. I was just like, I was a little deer that got scared, Yeah.
But then I started doing, I don't do it anymore, but Zoloft. Have y'all ever done an or whatever?
It's
SSRI.
Oh yeah, like what's it called? What's the other one?
There's
called?
a Lexapro,
Prozac, like Prozac, something. Yeah.
And one of the side effects is the inability to orgasm. Now, when I think
need that shit, 1 second.
I thought when I hear orgasm, I don't know why. I just think women. The word guys use cum. Guys don't use orgasm. Obviously, my doctor wouldn't tell me cum. He's like, it's the inability to orgasm. So I'm like, oh, it must be for women.
Yeah.
And they can't orgasm if they own it. So maybe like a week and a half of doing the pills every day, I go and I have sex, and I can't come.
Huh.
Like I'm over here like, oh man, it's been like 15, 20 minutes. And I'm like, I am never lasted this long. Whatever. I end up like putting all my, like, you have to, I told the girl, like, you have to play with my nipples a little bit at the same time. Like, I had to, I know my concoction.
Sure. Yeah.
Boom, she does it. I was like, that's a fluke. And then maybe like 2 more women in, I'm like, oh, that's the Zoloft that won't let me orgasm. And it was awful. At first I thought it was a superpower. So I was like, hell yeah.
Not at all?
Not
or
at
just
all.
like it was
not
but
at all.
Otherwise you could perform, right?
I could
Everything
perform,
was
got
good.
hard,
Okay.
all of that. And I'm over here, bam, 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 bam. And then, like I said, at first I thought it was cool because I'm like, man, I can't come yet.
Yeah.
Now how's it feel? How's it feel?
Yeah.
And then after a while, it's like, oh, I want this to end.
Damn, this is like a movie when you like make a deal with the devil. And you're
I'm
like,
ready. It is a deal with the
no,
devil.
for real. Yeah, it sounds like
Were you over there just like really chucking hard? Like, come on, like squeezing it.
I was doing everything. I was squeezing ass cheeks to get on it a little bit harder. And like I said, I had to do all my concoction, and it was awful. And I was like, all right, I don't need to do it. I still got like 14 left. But the pills left. I'm like, let's see if I go on this run again because it's worn off.
Yeah.
Now I'm back to quick minute Willie.
Quick minute Willie. That's what they call
That's
you.
what they call me.
Yeah. I don't Notorious. Hey, I mean, hey, you get to a minute. I sometimes don't even get to a minute. Like that would be an improvement for me. You know,
I was rounding up.
Yeah. Hey, don't we all?
Why is that? Is it like so many different chemicals are going off, or like is it too much serotonin in the body already? Or
why? Well, if I understand your question correctly, like when the reason I couldn't come is because there's beta blockers. Somehow it blocks these like hormones to go into your brain, and somehow whatever it is.
Yeah.
But your body
Science
is not.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah, some real science shit at the end of the day, and it takes away that inability to do it. You still feel it. You don't feel it as much.
Okay, so it kind of numbs you in general. Because
It
I was
kinda
wondering about
numbs
because it
you.
seems like very specific, but you can't just like because you have to be on it for a minute, right? You can't
Yeah.
just like pop one because I'd be like, I need to get on my hands on that shit, you know? Just like,
I've even bought the
pop
little
one.
numbing spray.
They have that, yeah. And we should get a sponsor. There's like this thing called what's it, Roman?
Yeah,
I did a YouTube sponsor back in the day with like I'm gonna free shout out right now, but it's these wipes that you can wipe your dick with basically, and then it kind of numbs, kind of like how you have for when you get some people when you get a tattoo or like surgery or people get like fillers and stuff. You have like you put like a numbing cream that numbs the nerve endings.
Yeah. That's how I got all my tattoos because I used that lidocaine to numb it. But the reason I did
Wait,
it once.
you got your tattoos using a numbing cream?
Well, it's a few of them, like this one on my stomach and the one on my thigh.
That's like your alpha level just dropped. Your street cred just dropped a little bit.
because I cry at tattoos.
You were doing so well when you started off. You were like, I'm representing all the black people of America, and I went in there 8 people, and it was the stellar, like top notch performance. People still talk about it. I was like, that's a real alpha, man. Now you kind of declining on the alpha scale.
quick minute.
But hey,
I'm talking from my balls.
no, I love it. It's relatable.
But here's why I stopped using it because a chick went down on me once. Because you spray on it. I don't tell them that I'm spraying it.
Of course,
I'm
not,
like, I go into the bathroom, I see where it's going. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
And so we and her get at, and she's like, I want to give you head. And I'm like, don't. I'm like, just jump on top of it. She's like, nah, I want to. And so she goes down there and then and then she like,
oh my God, for real?
yeah.
That's
I was
hilarious.
like,
Like kind of drooling.
yeah.
She looked like she had a stroke, just like drooling. Too much Botox.
Oh.
Damn, I didn't know that was gonna be that crazy.
It's definitely not for internal uses. So,
but doesn't it also numb your partner if you insert? Does it not? You know what I mean?
Well,
I guess so, but hey.
Well, all I know is I tried it
that
that one time. Her mouth went numb. She sucked the numbing cream off and then jumped on it. And I'm back at my quick minute Willie skin.
You're like, wait.
This backfired. Damn. That's wild, dude. I can't believe that. That's
What a guy.
That's crazy. Hey, I appreciate the openness though, because a lot of people, a lot of men, especially alpha male like yourself, they don't talk about this.
Where
shit,
did this
you know?
start? The underwear
Shows.
Okay.
I guess so.
Like-
We just went. Yeah. Hey, that's good.
So that's how I got on the underwear show. It goes full circle.
Wait, I'm still confused though, because you talked to us about the show in Malibu with that turned into an orgy, whatever, right? But what is because the underwear show was not an orgy, right? It was an actual comedy
It's an
show.
actual comedy show.
Okay.
Her name is Teresa Lowe. What's up, T Lowe? If you watching this, she puts together this show over on Melrose and like Fairfax.
Okay.
And was asked to do it. It was like it was a running thing that she did.
So then, but you have to perform in your underwear.
You have to perform
Like
in your
shirtless underwear.
I was shirtless underwear. I think like one guy wore like a tank top and underwear.
Okay.
But I was like, I'm in shape. So I'm like,
yeah.
here you go.
Of course.
But like I said, I messed up because I tried to put my Mac Face logo on my ass. And when I pulled my drawers up, like it just folded in between my ass cheek and looked like a little skid mark. I have a picture of it. I got to show.
Yeah, send it to me. I'm gonna put it here. We're gonna put it in. Yeah.
All right, I'll send it. And if you put it on here, cool, whatever. But yeah, it was an interesting show. I was nervous as hell at first because I'm like, at first I just say yeah to any show. I've done some shows that I definitely should have never been at.
Sure. Was that when you were starting out comedy, or was that like?
This is like This is right
this
before
was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I'm like, this was yesterday. But no, this was like 3 years ago when this particular show happened.
Oh,
but but then I looked down because it was cold.
Trust me. You're talking to the right audience here. We both did. Like we come from we both did modeling. That was how we met and like how we, came up in this world basically. And we did a lot of underwear modeling. So anything you're about to tell us now about being cold, being in underwear and having to perform, we feel your pain, brother.
That's so crazy.
I know.
On a smaller level.
And imagine us, right? I mean, for you, it's like you work in on a, you know what I mean? It's painful for you, but like imagine and multiply that by our whiteness, then you know what we were dealing with on modeling photo shoot. Yeah.
I was like when I stood up because I went to the back to take it. Like, Willie, you're next. I'm like, all right, I'm taking my clothes off, and I look down. I'm like, this shit look like a Ken doll. Just nothing. I'm like, you gonna give me nothing, dick?
I know. Yeah. Hey, I've been there. We've all been there. Trust me. Yeah.
So I just kind of.
So you fluffed for a comedy show. I love that. Yeah.
I got the fluff for I did. I fluffed for myself to where it kind of just said, "What do you want?" Like it didn't wake all the way up, but just like a. Just enough. I'm like, there's people looking. Come on.
Yeah, it's like the equivalent of us being fully hard, probably, but like you'll wake up, little fluff. Damn.
So,
did you also question? I'm curious about this because I've done this before, and I told you I did the show where I was also I did a show in a Speedo for like the on American Idol. I've done the Speedo thing, but then when I was shirtless, I can't fucking help it, man. I gotta flex my abs. So I'm out there just like as I'm like doing this, I'm like I can't, I'm like flexing, but then you have to talk. You got to be funny. You got to know your angles, like remember your lines, fluffing at the same time, flexing, fluffing, talking. It's like, so many things at play.
It's a lot at play.
Did you flex your abs too?
Before I did it, after I kind of fluffed a little bit, I did some push-ups.
Of course, yeah.
I'm like, I gotta get up there. They're taking pictures.
But the issue is you do push-ups and you're in underwear. Your dick gets small. Then you fluff it again.
Yeah.
Then the blood flow goes out of your shoulders into your dick.
Yeah.
So you can't fucking win. You flex your abs, your dick gets smaller again. It's like it's this fucking vicious cycle that we're in as men that do comedy in the underwear.
And they say it's hard to be a woman.
Honestly,
you know what it's like to have to fluff yourself.
Exactly. No, I mean, I'm sure it's women. We can probably agree this is like easier as a man in a lot of ways. But I envied women on underwear. I've done photo shoots. I did this underwear photo shoot with this. I did a vlog about it on YouTube with this girl in Korea, and she's from the UK, and she was like, all she had to do is wear a bra. you know, and I'm out there every 2 seconds. I'm like, guys, can you give me a second? I'm pep talking to my dick. I'm like, come on, bro. Come on. Just give me something, man. You know, it was,
Yeah. I don't know, man. This whole industry's crazy. Modeling, acting, comedy.
Yeah.
Hollywood's just a weird place. Like you have to find these silver linings and all this other stuff out here, because my agent hit me up the other day and was like, "Hey Willie, we had a conversation about me doing gay roles."
Okay.
Now, insinuated gay.
So we're talking gay roles, like acting, gay roles,
TV film,
not adults. Like, okay, yeah.
So now I'm saying this, I'm gonna laugh throughout because it's funny to me, but it's not necessarily the funniest situation. But my brain ain't right, so here we are.
Let's go uncensored from the balls.
From the balls. So I was like, nah, I don't want to do it. I'm like, that's actual. I call it. I'm like, I'm not doing gay face. I told my agent, I'm like, there's actual gay people out here. Give them the role. I'm not gonna sit here and play
gay face. I love this.
I'm not gonna go out there, and if I even were to book it, I'm like, there's somebody that can really use this job. I'm like, I do well enough to where I don't.
Yeah.
So, this movie comes across his desk maybe like 3 weeks ago. And he's like, "Hey Willie, here's a role I'm audition for." I'm like, "All right, cool. It's a lead in the film." I'm like, "Bet, going to the movies." I'm like, "Hell yeah!" And I read it. It says, "Must be okay with full nudity, frontal, behind." I'm like,
frontal.
Cool.
I mean, you qualify.
Yeah, You give me that 10 seconds.
Just give me a little,
and action. We've been rolling, Willie. But it said, okay with that. It says, must do intimate scenes, intimate sexual scenes with partner. And I said, okay, I told him I don't want to do it, but then I must be okay with being the bottom.
Oh wow, they get very specific with it too. Okay. So do I get this right? You look at me like, so
Mario.
Do I get? Yeah, what's up?
Because I mean, you have. I guess you kind of have to. My look at you was like me being like in disbelief, like
It was like, you know what? You can offer me gay role. It's all good, but the audacity to assume that if I was gay, that I would bottom. hey.
So my comedy brain was like, I couldn't have a guy grab my hips and just hump me, and I look back like multiple takes for the world to see.
That's true, multiple takes too.
And I've never done a gay, like there was no warm-up gay roles to lead to this.
Warm-up gay roles.
Throw you in the fire there.
You just throw me in the deep end, huh?
Let's throw you on Jeff's OnlyFans a couple times to warm you up a little bit, to get you ready for that.
Let me watch a couple videos and get ready. It's like saying I want to do drugs for the first time. Like, all right, what you want to do? Crack.
Exactly. Yeah. It's just like, hey, start with a banger, man. Yeah. Damn.
So I end up turning it down.
Damn.
And they were like,
but if you've done it, do you think about that sometimes? I think about sometimes I do crazy shit in life because I think about what kind of crazy material that's going to give me, what story I can tell. Like, do you ever think about that? You could have like
all the time. That's why I did even the orgy. Yeah. It was because I was like, what material, if I turn this down, this conversation would have ended.
Exactly. We would have been like, well, this is not working out. And I would have sent you back where you came from. You know what I mean?
But because I was like, I do think like that all the time. I'm like, let me get myself in this situation just to see what material I get.
I think life's about that also, like, because you want to live life, because the moments you remember are those crazy moments where you do something above or beyond the norm. You know, it's a little crazy, a little out there. Every once in a while, I think that's good. Yeah. So I think everybody watching, young viewers, you should try crack. Just like get out of your comfort zone.
Crack and bottoming.
Crazy story. This is fully sarcastic. Fuck disclaimer and everything. But hey,
I'm all about experiences and just like going full throttle,
but not bottoming. That's where you drew the line, right? That's where you're like, no.
But there's certain things that is just like, maybe everything ain't worth the experience.
Yeah.
For example, I went to one of these NDA parties, so I can't say names and nothing.
Sure.
But the gerbil and stuff is real.
The what?
You never heard of gerbiling? Have you heard of gerbiling?
No.
Where they like get a hamster and stick it up. They cut the claws off the hamster, stick it up, and let it do this to you.
Wow.
Yeah. So what? What?
I've heard.
Can you be more
I'm trying to get my phone.
You talk about a hamster, an actual. Is that a metaphor? An actual
like
animal?
one, like a little, a hamster, like a little rat thing.
Sure, little rat thing. Yeah.
This is so bad to say. So what they do is they'll put like a paper towel roll, stick it like to where your ass is. They tie the hamster with like a string or whatever, and then they poke the hamster so it can go forward. And this is completely ridiculous. And so do, and it goes and it starts to doing this stuff inside, and they let that happen until either you orgasm or the hamster or whatever, the gerbil, whatever it is, passes away, and then they pull it out.
Dude, what kind of parties do you go to? I have not lived life. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's what they said. What happened to the rumor is online. That's what happened with Richard Gere.
Richard Gere?
Gere, yeah.
Richard Gere, the actor.
Yeah.
Not the comedian, the white actor.
There's
the guy in all the rom-com movies.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
So what happened to him? He was a
I want to
hamster?
go get my phone so y'all can say this story. It's a sexual practice of inserting small live animals into one's rectum to obtain.
My God.
Mice, hamsters, rats, gerbil, and to obtain stimulation.
Rodents.
No, this is it's freaking crazy.
I mean, that must be highly illegal. Like animal, like PETA is gonna you know what I mean?
PETA knows about this.
Damn,
this ain't a secret, but yeah, it's out there. And so what happened in some cases, and why I've even know more about it, because I started to look it up, because it was like there's been medical cases where the rope or the thing broke, and now you just got this thing that died inside your rectum.
Oh my God!
This industry is wild.
So you're talking about the acting. Okay, well, what parties? First of all, how do you get to these parties? Is that like a list? Is it like a Eventbrite link? You're on the email list for these parties, or what the fuck is happening?
A lot of them are invite only.
Invite only.
What happened for me? I used to have a TV show on BET, the College Chill show.
Uh-huh.
And so at this time, it wasn't all the social media. I think it was just MySpace was as far as it got.
Yeah.
So there was a lot more privacy, a lot more, whatever. So it's like you'll go to an award show and they're like, "What you doing later?" Nothing.
There's like after parties, stuff like that. Yeah,
come to the after party.
I've been to like houses like that with some crazy shit happening. Damn,
it's a high end party.
I mean, you sign NDAs. I've been to parties where you sign NDAs. I always found it odd, because I was like, "What is happening here?" Yeah. Sign an NDA for,
So
That's when you know you made it.
This is when you know you made it.
Oh, that's where you know.
So when your mom calls, so what you do today? Woo.
You wouldn't understand. Damn, son.
You'll never look at gerbils the same.
No, I can't.
You see someone buying them, like, what you doing with that?
Well, exactly, right? I'm like, I can't undo this now.
Rapist.
Oh my God. This reminds me of in Fast and Furious. They had this thing where they had this dude, they had a rat, and they tortured this guy because they had a rat, and they put a bucket on this guy's stomach and had a rat inside. And then they heated the bucket, and they were like, "There's only one way the rat can go," and then the rat would basically go through the stomach while this guy killed.
Oh no!
But that was to me all crazy. That was like something happened in a movie. But you sitting here telling me about an industry that I'm kind of part of, where people put rodents up their asshole. I'm like,
now
Hollywood.
I will also say I didn't see the act happening. I know that the act was like someone was like, "Hey,"
because you were facing forward. So you
as long as I don't see it,
it didn't happen.
For the sake of this podcast, I didn't technically see it.
I didn't see it.
I was in the vicinity.
I heard this story. Somebody told me.
I heard a couple squeaks and then just a pull and then. Nah, but yeah. So it's I don't know.
I gotta go out more often. One thing I realized, I'm pretty much of a people always assume that I'm like a party boy, like a fuck boy, all this stuff. But I'm a pretty like I make tea at home. I work here, you know. I do whatever comedy and stuff, but I don't really party like that anymore. Yeah. But sometimes I feel like I maybe, you know. So next time, hit me up. Next time we go to party, you gotta take me. I think
this was
you gotta
young
take us
Willie.
and young Willie,
20s Willie.
Also, Jeff. I always so Jeff is very old. Yeah, he just turned 57.
Congrats.
Yes. And you look so young. And I looked up your IMDb and I realized your age. It's almost your age.
Yeah, I'm 38.
38.
Okay.
There you go. Right? That's amazing. So because you're very good. Like first time I saw you on stage, I even said this. I was like, he's such a, because I get a lot of like stuff for like, you know, being a guy that doesn't look like a typical comedian. You know, you're a very good looking guy.
Right.
How does that affect comedy for you? Do you get a lot of like shit for that or?
No. It works out for, depending on what material that I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like if I'm talking about my son and I tell people like my son is 20.
Yeah.
People's first reaction like, you got a 20-year-old?
No, because I thought you were 20.
Yeah.
For real. Like that. Yeah.
So I play into it more sometimes.
Yeah.
Like that. The way that you could get in trouble with the younger look is because I end up doing a lot of younger shows. Not like there's like college shows. I do a lot of college shows. And people be like, come to this college party. I'm like, I'm like, I can't come to this college party. You know how old I am?
Yeah.
So.
But you pass. I mean,
hip,
you could,
though.
you look great. So, because Jeff, we went to a college. My goal, I always said this, my knowledge about America is based on American Pie. All those movies, you know what I mean? Like frat parties. So I always had this fantasy about America, about these frat. So I have this weird fascination as a German with frat culture and college parties. So we went to a thing called the Undie Run. Do you know about this? It's UCLA. We went with Jeff and some other friends and Riley, my videographer, filmed a YouTube video about it too. And it's this run where at the end of each academic semester, trimester, whatever, they have a run in their underwear and they run down for a mile. And it's madness.
Yeah.
Like they're all in their underwear. And the video got age restricted on YouTube because all these girls have like, you know, like very limited clothing.
Naturally.
And it was nuts. And I was like, I want to go to college.
Yeah.
I want to go to college. Yeah.
Did you go?
I didn't. In Germany, I did go to university in Germany, but it's so different. In Germany, it's like very, you know, we work, we study, we become engineers. You know, there's not really the same. There's no, I mean, fraternities in Germany are so different. It's not fun like in America.
Did you join one over in Germany?
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
It's very different.
I've always
it's not
wanted
very common.
to.
It's not common, yeah.
Did you?
What, go to university?
He looks like a frat boy.
Did you go, were you in a frat?
No, baseball.
Baseball.
In Tennessee, yeah.
Yeah. Nah. I wanted to, but I didn't want to go through the hazing.
Yeah.
Like when they're like, you got to do everything we want you to do for the next 3 months.
Yeah. And also there you have to do some really gay shit. I've heard some real, like, you know, the stuff with the elephant walk, and I've heard some crazy stories about that. Yeah.
What is an elephant walk?
Oh, let me tell you about the elephant walk.
Have you heard of it?
I have not.
I actually read a book about this, about hazing rituals. It is where it's a group of men, young, what's it called, the people who pledge, like the pledges or
the pledges.
Yeah, whatever. So they all have to walk in a row, and they're all naked, and they walk holding on to each other's wieners, like through the legs of the person in front of you. And there's a group of like 12 people, and then you have to walk for half a mile across campus.
Oh no.
Yeah.
See, that's the stuff.
I was like, I feel sad about the guy behind me. He's gonna be like, what am I holding on to?
Is this West Hollywood University?
West Hollywood University. Yeah, this is
this man has a clip.
University.
Grab something.
Grab it.
Oh my god! Hey, one thing I want to insert real quick. It's big. It's you talked about the whole thing with being on stage and you know being cold and all this stuff. And I just want to show you that there's a sleek solution for us models out there, which is called. It's called a Bulge enhancer.
Shut the whole door up.
Have you seen those things?
Oh,
it is literally a thing
goodness.
you can put. So this is like a. It kind of like a strap, so it holds
Oh,
on to
that's
stable.
so funny.
And you put it on top of your bulge,
the
and
imprint.
there's even an imprint. But
He's
now,
fluffing it.
and some of them are really like aggressive. Like look at this thing.
Oh
here.
my goodness, who wants that?
This one, I don't understand. I bought those for modeling back in the day, and it is just this one is so aggressive.
Yeah.
Like it looks like I don't know. It looks very intense. But I'm just gonna tell you, man, that's something I always wanted to share with people online because it's something that women do a lot with push-up bras. But for men, for some reason, there's this double standard in our society where men are being not killed. I went a little too far. No, men are being judged for this, you know? So
Are
I feel
those
like,
different sizes ones over there too?
Yeah. Hey, also, man, if you want one to help you, I can have you. I got one for you. You know?
Oh, this is
you
so
know, as
cool.
a gift of this podcast, you can take one home. How about
Are
that?
they pre-used?
They're
or
not
they-
pre-used.
Okay.
Which one do you think he's going with?
Yeah, I feel like he's choosing like a starter Pokemon right now. It's like,
This is Pokemon. This is
Yeah.
next level.
no, these ones are like the basic one. They're both the same, just different colors. You know what I mean?
I would completely do that one.
Yeah, sure, man. Hey, it's yours.
I
It's
can-
all yours.
Really?
Yeah, man.
Where do so do I just put it in? Or do I
He puts it to the side. He puts it sideways too. I was like, that's
They like the sideways.
Hey, man, however you roll.
It's a good look.
Put it upside down, man. Really confuse people. Like, wait a second.
how do you get hard? Like a moat?
Just like push it down to your kneecap. Like really confuse people. Like you're like, wait a second. Like you have to see intrigue and stuff, you know? Hey. Yeah. Has anybody ever approached you for like? Because again, you're good. I keep just hitting on. You're a good looking guy. Has anyone ever like approached you for like modeling or something like that? Was that ever part of it? No.
I tried to model once,
You're like
6'1".
6'1". Okay.
I tried modeling once. I got denied. I went to like a cattle call one.
Yeah,
out
a casting
here.
couch. You went.
I wish. I might have
went to a casting couch. Bro, you get denied at a casting couch? That sucks.
But I never. I've always thought to at least print modeling, but no idea how to get into it. So I just always just was like, all right, and just stuck to commercials. That's where I made most of my money was doing
like commercials.
Yeah,
so what stuff you done? Like car commercials, like
oh
stuff.
my goodness, I've done like 50 some commercials.
Damn.
Yeah,
I can see that. I
Wow.
can see that. Yeah.
Yeah, I got like 3 running right now. So
Let's go.
Yeah.
So you because I always wonder about this shit because I'm gonna be honest with you. If I wasn't doing because I just started comedy, but how the fuck do you make money as a comedian?
I think about that all the time. I swear I think about that. Like I be wanting to ask certain comedians just like,
How do you
what
live?
do you do?
No, for real. Yeah. Because if I didn't have social media and YouTube, I'm making money so I can spend it on comedy. Like I'm doing shows in New York and stuff, and I love it. And I get it. I'm starting out, and I'm not doing it for money at all. I'm just saying, generally, like it's so time consuming, and you travel. Like I don't know. I did these shows, and I got paid whatever $500 for these shows, but then I had to pay for my own flight. So I had to spend $800 on the flight. The math does not add up, you know. So
it doesn't add up.
Yeah.
I lost money on my last tour.
You lost money on a tour.
Because they give, like, clubs want me.
Yeah.
But then they give me off nights. They'll be like, it's a Thursday night, a Wednesday night.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh.
So how does it work in comedy, right? So you go to a city, say you go to like Birmingham, Alabama. A bad example, probably. But anyways, you go to any town, and then there's a comedy club. Do they pay you a percentage of the ticket sales, or do you get a fixed rate, or how does it work when you go there?
So usually my deal is I'll get like $250 upfront guaranteed.
Yeah.
Plus 70% of the door after $1,000.
Wow. Okay. So it's like a real equation.
It's
Okay,
a real formula, but most
Yeah.
of them, most of the deals are like that starting off. And like I might walk out because I put in maybe 70 people in the seat. I might walk out with maybe like $500, $600.
Yeah.
And then you make your rest of your money. Really your money comes from merch. If you can sell,
real?
oh yeah, I make more money on merch than I do the actual show sometimes.
Interesting.
If I
should push that more because I have my calendars. I gave them away for free at a show. But so you go up and you go like, guys, thanks for coming out to the show. Also, check out my merch. Here's some link. And
show it
then you go
all
like, do you go like, what's it called? Dana White did? No, wait. What's it called? The TV show where you go like,
Dana, right? What is it? I know what you're talking about. Not Wheel of Fortune, or what's the one with the suitcase? Deal or No Deal? Whatever. Vanna White. Vanna White. Yeah.
That's dope.
So what I do, because I'm not necessarily concerned on the money.
Yeah.
Like a t-shirt might cost me $2 for the t-shirt, but I do my own self-screen printing or whatever.
Yeah.
So I spend maybe $3 on a shirt. $5.
Okay.
Let's say $5 max.
And you sell it for $80. Fuck
I
it. That's
ask,
a margin.
because I'm not worried about the money.
Yeah.
I ask for donations.
Okay.
I'm like, hey, the keychains might cost me $1, something, $2 to make.
Smart.
So I'm like, hey, just give me a donation. I'd rather y'all have it than walk away.
Yeah.
People will be like, here's $50. Thank you. So give me $20.
Yeah.
And they're like, how much is it? I'm like, just give me something.
Well,
people are too embarrassed to give you a low amount.
Sure. No, I think that's good. And I mean, that works in probably also if you go to wealthier areas and stuff like that, do shows there. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
So
that's amazing. So then how would you say like commercials, right? Is that something like, because acting, I think it's so difficult, but you have commercials, you would say that's the number one income source, or what's your number one?
That's my number one income source is commercials.
Dope.
Now, TV and film, I book maybe once, twice a year.
Okay.
Commercials, that's always been my bread and butter.
Yeah.
I just understood how to get, because especially right now, I know I talk a lot about race, but they always want to put in at least one person of color in these commercials.
Sure. Yeah.
They're like, we need that we need that black guy.
Yeah, that's why you're on the podcast, by the way.
It's kind of what you have to do. And so commercials you can make between national commercials around, I would say on an average 25,000.
25,000. Let's fucking go.
Yeah. That's nice.
That's on
nice.
The low end.
That's better than modeling had paid me ever.
Yeah.
Like modeling, my best job, I didn't even know, man. Maybe with everything. I mean, some renewed. I did some campaigns that renewed and then paid another. Because I remember one time in New York, they were still using like one of the campaigns. They used my photo in the store after the contract had ended. And it was like 2 days over. So they paid me for a whole nother year.
Mm-hmm.
But like, man, the best I was paid, I think was $9,000 or $10,000 for a modeling shoot. That included like some video and like some whatever catalog TV, like some stuff, right? Crazy.
Well, these are royalties, right? Coming like
every time the commercial airs.
That's awesome.
It only so on cable there's a flat fee. Like they just give you like $3,700 for cable and they can run it as much as they want.
Okay.
It airs on ABC, NBC, CBS, and Fox. Every time it airs, they give you a check. They give you a residual.
Dope.
So, but yeah, I think the most I've made in a spot was maybe like 200,000.
200,000.
Man.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Wow.
They ran it for like 3 years. It was just one of those blue moon spots. Like,
yeah,
these
sure.
spots don't come off.
Sure, no. But I mean, you do enough of it, and then at some point you gotta get one of those. That's great.
So that's when I started taking that money that I made in commercials and I took it back home to St. Louis and started buying properties. And that's how
Smart.
HGTV gave me me and my brother our show, because my brother's a contractor and a real estate agent.
Yeah.
And then we were just buying homes during the pandemic. And
Smart.
So,
I thought about buying a home here in California,
Mhm.
but I think in places like Missouri, or it's just way easier and like not as inflated. It feels like you can probably buy multiple properties for what you can buy one shitty house in West Hollywood. You know, like Travis bought a house. Our friend Travis bought a house during the pandemic, sort of, in West Hollywood. Man, it's smaller square footage wise. It's the same size as this apartment. It's a house. It's like over $1 million. And like old, you know, and it's just crazy to see that, you know, like in Germany where I'm from, or like I'm assuming in Missouri or something, you can probably get probably some land with it and shit like that.
Oh yeah. Here's a way if you're looking for a home here's how I feel like I'm gonna find my property, especially if I were to do it within the next year.
So these are all investment properties, right?
Mine are all investment properties.
Yeah.
But so I got two of the homes. What I've done is I've gathered pre-foreclosure homes, me and my brother. So people who are maybe 6 months behind, they're about to be foreclosed in, and if they don't come up with the $15,000, $20,000, then they getting kicked out.
Yeah.
So I'll come up, like they usually call a real estate agent when it's too late. That's the first thing you think is like, oh, you got to sell this house. And they're like, when is your foreclosure? 3 weeks. It's like, there's no way you're going to get this done in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
But they were like, so this is what happened. The real estate agent told this person like, hey, these two brothers will pay off your debt.
Yeah.
But you have to do what they call a subject to lease or a subject to contract, where now we're going to take over your mortgage payments, but the house is now ours.
Okay.
So we'll pay the $20,000 off. We own the house now.
Nice.
And we have the house. The house is now ours because you was about to get foreclosed on.
And so you're doing like a hostile takeover essentially.
Yeah.
You're like,
you don't have
I'm
to
coming in, targeting the poor and desperate.
So you can do that out here.
Yeah.
There's people out here that's about to be foreclosed on their property. And they like, dang it.
Fuck, man. I'm about to move this year.
Yeah.
I'm about to move to West Hollywood. It's significantly more expensive. I'm paying $3,000 right now. It's gonna be like probably like $5,000 for like, and it's like if paying $5,000 a month, it's like sometimes it's like, fuck, I don't want to deal with buying a house because that's so much mental work, and like I want to spend my energy on what I'm passionate about, and I don't want to be a real estate manager. But at the same time, I'm burning $5,000 in rent when I could be paying off a mortgage. So yeah, I'm thinking about it, man. But yeah.
Or just rent a house. That's what I'm gonna do once I get out my lease, because I'm done with downtown. So I'm just gonna go and just rent a house. So
like how much is that? Would that cost?
You could probably spend maybe like $3,000, but I probably will spend about.
Where would you want to go though in LA? In LA.
For $3,500 a month, I probably have to go closer in the valley.
Yeah.
If I was to push my limit up to maybe 5,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can rent a house easily for like 4,000. Get you a really decent property with a backyard.
Yeah.
All of that.
Yeah, man. Because I'm kind of sick of this like whole. Energetically, I talk about it all the time. Like Hollywood, we talked about it just now. You know what I mean? You walk out of here, Jeff gets attacked by this girl. Like one time, she was just. This girl was just standing there. This one girl with but it's just like intense shit. You know, you walk out. I'm like in the morning, taking the energy of the sun. You know, I'm doing some butthole tanning, fucking in a good mood, right? Walk out there and there's like this person with. Do you know one of these masks? Like one of these, almost like in V like Vendetta, like this mask with a brick in her hand.
What?
Just standing there and just looking at me, and I'm like. Yo, I feel like I'm in what's that movie, The Purge or some shit like that. It's like I'm not happy here. You know, I want to be somewhere where there's butterflies and a park and some nice shit. You know,
when you find it.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, you know, because now you live in downtown, and that's the same shit, right? It's so
There was traffic like stuck one day on downtown. I was on Olympic. And I'm like, what is going on down here? I'm late to my show, blah, blah, blah. It usually never takes me this long to get out of downtown. So I'm like, something must have happened. Look on the news. There was a person out there stabbing people downtown, just running around downtown. Wink. Wink.
Oh, no.
And they were out there looking for him.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, I would have just... I don't know what I would have done. In my mind, I always try to play out these type of situations. Maybe I watch too many movies.
Yeah.
I'm like, what would I do if I see somebody coming at me with a knife?
Yeah. What would you do?
Be prepared for.
First, I'm gonna try to run.
Yeah, I think that's a smart move.
But if I'm wearing skinny jeans and I might not be,
you wear skinny jeans. You have your dick cup out there. You know, it's hard to run in those things.
I'm not moving. Person just
ain't no running backwards. But then I played out the situation. I'm like, how do they do the little take your jacket off thing?
Oh yeah. Where they?
But then
like some Jackie Chan shit. Yeah. It can't be too hard.
Them stab themselves. Yeah. I just roll it up like a towel. Get out of here.
Exactly.
You're like, you're playing grab ass with
that.
Oh no. But then eventually it just came down to there's a high chance I just got stabbed because I don't know what I would do. I like I said, I played it out. Most I could do is run, but if he's fast, I don't know.
I mean, yeah.
We're a state that they're now talking about being open carry state because
For real, California? Yeah.
they're talking about it because the crime is so high now.
Yeah.
Like the crime is ridiculous, especially now with post-pandemic, because of lack of whatever, and
like a whatever,
jobs, money,
whatever, that stuff. Yeah.
And so they're like, there are people who are carrying, but they will get in trouble if they pull it out.
Sure.
And so now there's people are like, how do we protect ourselves on the street?
Yeah.
What do you want us to do? Everybody ain't running. Everybody can't run.
Yeah.
So now those are the discussions that's happening right now. But I was like, it's gonna be even crazier.
I think so too.
Because people are so paranoid.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
And that's how I got shot in the kneecap.
Yeah, that's what happened. That's what happened. No, there's some crazy shit like that. I mean, blows my mind. For me as a European, it always blows my mind with the whole like the stories you hear about America. It's like in Florida, the funny story I heard was like where these people would not stop shooting at the hurricane. Because they were like just like these like this hurricane and just shooting at the hurricane. I was like,
theoretically, there's got to be some science in there.
Oh my god.
because they can actually the hurricane can take the projectile and can like shoot it back.
Shoot back.
What did Trump say? He was like,
Yeah.
we're gonna nuke it.
We're gonna nuke it. I think Trump wanted to nuke the hurricane. Hey, you gotta respect it in some
Florida
way. You know,
is
it's
gone.
Like, I don't know. But I agree with that because I've been in the situation a lot of times. Like, once I walked back from my girlfriend's place on a Sunday, and this girl came up to me, woman. That was also like, okay, there's context to this, right? It was during BLM. She's a black woman. Just gotta preface that real quick. Runs up to me, hits me. I was walking through her stuff, I'm assuming, which was on the sidewalk, on the street, which is public, right? I walk through, she walks up to me, hits me in the shoulder, and goes, that's a quote, "Get the fuck away from me, you fucking faggots." Might have to bleep that. And I was like, oh, I'm just existing here, you know? And then she looks, and I was like, what can I do in that situation? Because I can't knock out a female black person in this climate. Maybe in a year. Maybe last year I could have, you know what I mean? Yeah. It was 2019. I'm just going to let you know if you're watching this. I would have like roundhouse kicked you out of this world. So it was crazy. I ran away like a little sissy, you know? I just was like,
Was it a homeless woman? Or was it
a homeless woman. Yeah. Just like angry at the world, man. Just came here. I was like, also like, you call me. She was like, get the fuck away from me. I don't know how gay I must look to people. But
like, why'd you have to go there?
Yeah.
What is my gender?
Hey, I'm a sort of straight European dude. You know, I'm not even fully gay. But hey, you know what I mean? Do what you want.
I'm not even fully gay. I'm gay adjacent.
Hit me if you want. Yeah. Name calling. No.
Yeah.
What's your tongue exactly?
Oh
man, yeah.
Oh man, I'm sweating. That's
what
funny.
would you have done? Because you as a black man, you have some more, you know.
What?
Would you have defended yourself against a black homeless woman that attacked you?
Man, I've been defending myself from
black homeless women all my life.
All my life I've had to fight.
Fair.
No, I've seen some stuff like that where they're just like yelling at me and screaming. Most times it's harmless, but there are a few times where it's like, hey. I will take these glasses off.
Yeah.
And intimidate the hell out of you.
Oh my God, yeah. I love that joke you did. Just if you open with that, it was like hilarious. When you go like, do you hear that? He had that joke.
I have a joke where I'm like, I wear glasses because I know glasses make me look safe as a black guy.
Yeah.
Like if I take my glasses off and look like this, it's like angry black guy. But if I keep this face and put glasses on, I look like I'm thinking about something. It's like, same anger, but it's
so
just
fucking good.
It's true.
That was hilarious, man. I love that shit.
So, but no, I actually made a joke about it on my page. I did like a little story. I'm like, when I'm in sketchier neighborhoods, I take my glasses off and I kind of change my voice up a little bit.
Yeah, you
just
go
like,
alpha.
Go a little bit more out.
Yeah.
But inside, I'm like,
yeah.
like I'm scared all the time.
Yeah.
But now, what you're dealing with that? Oh.
Yeah.
What? Let me just for a second put myself. If I was standing there, someone's standing with a brick at me, and they like, you blackity black, and they was coming at me. I would try to run first.
Yeah.
Like you said, I would have ran first. But if there was nowhere to run, like if I'm in a corner,
Hey. Yeah. Hey, I got you. Some real alpha shit, you know. He's like,
You're right.
wow.
Stay back.
No, I feel that.
oh yeah.
But that's true, man. Because I never thought about this. Because you have like that. You can pass as like a super tough, like you really take him off. But you also pass as like you live in Silver Lake and you barista or something. You know, it's like you live in those both worlds.
Yeah, I'm right there in that little weird area.
That's great.
All
man,
because of this little thing right here.
Are they actually real glasses or
they're
just
real
for okay?
glasses.
Just
I'm
for the
blind.
look. Yeah.
I can't. I'm what's it? I'm nearsighted, so I can only see things near. But like if I take it off, like I can't read that Canon on there.
Okay.
And then it's worse the further out it goes.
It's worse. Okay, cool. Well, then one more thing, because you walked in here. You was like, "Oh, guys, I just did mushrooms for the first time yesterday." So you come here. So you're 38 years old. You live in LA. First of all, how were you able to avoid mushrooms for that long? Because once I moved to California, it was quick, man.
Really?
100%. Also, I mean, maybe I went to the crowd I was in. When I moved to LA, I moved to LA because I went to Burning Man. So that explains a lot, right? And then all my friends were like very spiritual people on the West Side doing like drum circles, ayahuasca ceremonies, and like mushroom ceremonies, all this stuff, right? So I was kind of in that circle. How was your experience? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good now.
I'm good now. Good.
What it was for me, I didn't start smoking weed until maybe when I was in my 30s.
Damn, you're a late bloomer.
I'm a late bloomer for that.
Yeah.
It just I drank. That was good enough for me. But then my ex introduced me to marijuana, but they were edibles. So edibles, I did edibles for a while, and I was like, oh, edibles aren't as scary as I thought they were. And then edibles turned into like now in the comedy community, we smoke a lot together. We we outside smoking. So I smoke with Dave Chappelle, which was like the strongest weed I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
And then it started to come out like now I'm like my fear of drugs has now kind of going away.
Yeah, the same for me at first. Yeah.
And then you have so many friends that just sit there and swear by it.
Sure.
And I'm like, all right, fine. Like I think what made me feel better, my homegirl had me, she was doing it for her first time, and she had me watch her. She like, watch me. I just want to be out in nature, just make sure I don't do nothing crazy. So I saw her take it, and she looked like she just had a most angelic experience. And so I was like, okay, I would do that. But it was offered, but I always been like, nah, I'm good. So last night I was going to a play, and it was directed by Tim Robbins, which was a trippy play. It's called a Boo Boo something. I know I really
that
messed
sounds like
it
a
all
mushroom
up.
play. That sounds like a mushroom play. Yeah.
And it was just the wildest play, and it was encouraged to be high to watch the show.
They were encouraging, and they were like, okay.
So my friend was like, hey, I got some shrooms.
Okay.
I'm like, you know what? YOLO. It's been a rough week. I don't really care. And I took them. Now the experience happened, but I was not told that you're not supposed to eat before you do shrooms because it gives you like,
like your stomach and yeah.
And so I'm over here like curled up, like my stomach. I'm like, would people do this?
Yeah.
And then she was like, did you eat? And I was like, yeah. Then she's like, how long ago? I was like, right before. And she's like, you're not supposed to eat because it gives yourself a version of food poisoning or whatever.
Yeah.
But the trip after this kind of died down some, it was cool because things just started moving. Like if I was to look at this fur right here, you just saw the fur just start to
So you took a good amount
around.
then, yeah.
Yeah. Like there was like this pattern on the floor. and it looked like you saw the patterns just start to twist and turn, and like some of them came in a little 3D. I was like, oh,
yeah.
But then I got scared because weed lasts 20 minutes and then you like done.
20 minutes?
If that. But I'm saying the experience on the shrooms was like hours.
It comes in waves too.
Yeah.
Like sometimes and then it kind of like comes. Yeah.
It did that.
Yeah, for sure.
I was like, okay, I'm cool. It's like
it's a commitment. It's a commitment. Yeah.
So, but I would completely do it again.
Yeah. It's all about the setting, man. Also, I personally don't like mushrooms too much. I like LSD, microdosing, not too much. It's just like this little, it opens up. I've had some beautiful experience, even like journaling, because I feel like it opens up a filter in you emotionally where you just, it's kind of like from the balls actually. Like I was journaling and I felt like the truth was coming out like from my heart and my balls onto the paper. And it was unfiltered. Because sometimes you have filters in your mind. You have things what you're supposed to be doing, what you're supposed to be thinking, what you're supposed to be saying. Even if you just journal for yourself, there's always this like, and acid kind of helps you elevate it to that level where you're just like fully honest and you can express emotions more easily to love. So it's a beautiful experience. For me personally, it's always been very beautiful.
Yeah.
And not scary at all. And for most people, I just watched that documentary, How to Change Your Mind on Netflix.
I'm gonna watch that. You were talking about
Check it out. Because they talk about the history of it and how the war on drugs demonized those psychedelic drugs, especially LSD, so much, even though there was no scientific reason for, like Nixon demonized it. There was like commercials playing, showing people like their chromosomes being fucked, which is completely not scientifically correct, and people jumping off buildings, shit like that. So yeah.
What? All right, I'm excited to watch
Jeff
that.
is a big Jeff loves mushrooms. He does it like in a very therapeutic way though.
Yeah.
Right? What do you do always when you're dealing with shit? You lock yourself in the room and do 7 grams of mushrooms?
Heavy dose, and you lock yourself in a dark room, no sound, no light.
Are you for real?
That's what he does. I don't recommend it for the first time, but that's what he does.
I was going to ask you, did you have any sort of, was it just visual for you? Or did you have any introspection? How'd you feel this morning?
I wanted that introspective amount, but I like I said, these were mushroom pills. And they were like, do 2 for an experience or to kind of start to feel it or whatever. And it's like anything beyond 2 that's when it starts to get a little bit deeper. And I was like, let me see how 2 feels first to just see how my body reacts.
Yeah, that's smart.
So now the next time I wouldn't mind doing more because I do want that introspective like.
But I think that comes, you don't have to take too much for that. I think it's about the setting. If you take and you go to a play, you get more of that visual experience, obviously, and it's more about that. But if you go and you just journal or are by yourself, it's a very different. The setting changes everything about it. Okay. Like if you're with a lover, it's a very different experience than being by yourself or watching a movie or something. It changes like so much.
Wow. Yeah. Okay, I can't wait to try it again because I do want to do it again.
Yeah, I would recommend you go to nature. You go somewhere, where there's like not a lot of like, maybe not a lot of influence, not a lot of like things you have to worry about. Like you maybe with a couple people you like, and then you just can. Also, I would recommend you go on a walk by yourself. Listen to music. I've done some, in Hawaii I did it, and I walked, listened to music, and I listened to these old songs that have a connection with a part of my life. Like for example, when the Rihanna, bitch better get my money, that song was first time I went to California, and it brought me back, and I thought about the people I love and that I met there and how grateful I was. And then I started running when the song came on, and like I had this crazy connection between like when I ran, I felt like my muscle fiber contracting and then this awareness of my body. So there's so many layers of this that you can explore when you like remove yourself from, something like a play. And having sex on it is a next level experience too.
Word?
So yeah.
If you can get it up. Yeah.
If you can get it up. And if you don't come in 25 seconds. Yeah. But if you get that.
So mushrooms and Zoloft.
Hey, we got it. Shrooms and Zoloft. That's it. That's a good life.
It's not encouraged, kids. It's not encouraged to do this.
It's also not medical advice.
This ain't financial advice.
None of this should be taken as advice. advice.
Not
by
listen
the
to
way.
any of this.
Hey, yeah, that's
Let's
true.
start
That's
there.
true.
No advice.
That's right. That's right. All right, man. Hey, thanks so much for coming on, Willie. Appreciate you. That was fun.
Dude,
Yeah.
Thanks for having
course, yeah.
me, man.
What's
This
your
is fun.
What's your? It's Willie Macc, right? Your handle.
Yeah, Willie Macc, WILLIE MACC, 2 C's.
2 C's
on everything.
Like thick guy. I love it. I love it. All right, guys. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and we see you next week. Peace.